All right, Mr. Obvious, what do we got here?
We got venison, is what we got here today.
And what do we do to this venison, Mr. Obvious?
Oh, we marinated it in beer and barbecue sauce.
Last Minute Man, and we are back on the range. I'm with my good buddy, Mr. Obvious. And Mr. Obvious, what are we talking about today?
Oh, well, we're talking about a little deer meat. We're talking about a Ruger LC45, all kinds of good stuff here.
Yep, so we had some deer meat. It's right at that point where it had to be ate today. So I'm the lucky one that showed up when he was cooking it, so I get to partake.
Let's unbox it and see what we got here.
This is, we have not shot it. Mr. Obvious picked this up today from American Gun and Pawn, located in Dry Ridge, Kentucky. Now let me get this deer meat out of the way here.
Yeah, don't want to ruin my deer meat.
All right.
Okay, so we've got a manual with it. Yeah.
All right.
So instructions, safety manual, all that.
And I'll get some close-ups here of it.
Warranty papers, reply cards, more Ruger stuff. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
let's get this baby out of there.
See what we got here.
She is purty. Now, I will say this. When I saw one of these in the shop, it's a little heft to it. You know, I mean, I don't think it's anything crazy here, but of course we will verify it is empty, which we already checked that. We knew it was. But yeah, man, it's what a neat item this is. This is something to make a really good ranch rifle here because, well, 45. I mean, what survives a 45?
Yeah,
nothing. But anyway,
exactly.
Yeah, there's always some neat little sayings and stuff in there. But yeah, we hadn't done anything in a while. You know, it's planting season for us, and you know, I run an apple orchard, and Mr. Obvious is starting his own apple orchard here. I mean, how many apple trees you got now?
I've got 7 apple trees, a couple pear trees, cherry trees.
I told him about 5 years he won't be able to manage it. So much.
And I got a bunch of chestnut trees. A bunch.
I
think about 10 of them.
I planted a dozen new apples this spring, and so I've got, and they were all Liberty apples. So I'm giving that variety a try. But let's get back to talking firearms here. And this Ruger. Now, I want to make sure I'm doing this right and not... There it goes. Okay. But this thing's neat. A lot of people really like these. When it was in the 9mm, you'd hear a lot of talk about them. Guys really like that. But now we got it in the 45. And Mr. Obvious and I both love a 45.
Yeah.
And not that a 9mm is bad. A 9mm is a fine handgun caliber. And you have to remember at the end of the day, these are handgun calibers. Yeah. So you're not going to be dropping that big prize buck at 100 yards with this. I would consider that probably inhumane. but
can you kill one? Sure.
Yeah, sure, you could, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, just probably not the best idea.
Double stack, 13 round mag.
Yep. Now, do these take Glock magazines?
Or Glock 21 mags.
Okay.
They take, yeah. So you can get the longer mags and put in there.
Right.
So, you know, if you want to get that.
So, and like I said, this is a really good buggy carbine there. You know, like if you're driving around in your side-by-side or running around on your quad on the farm, this is something that's compact enough that you could carry it on that. And I think it's very suitable. Yes. In that situation.
Yeah, it's got a QD that comes with it, like the M-Lock rail.
Yep.
And it's got it built in to the stock. You can clip it either side or put this amberdex.
And you got these, I would wager...
Side adjustment tool.
I would wager these are Magpul Imbus sights. It doesn't say that on it. They just
says
say
Ruger.
Yeah.
Got the Ruger emblem.
But it's...
you can do some close-up pictures.
Yeah. Looks just like an Imbus sight. But it's, if nothing else, it's very similar. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get this tag off here, Mr. Obvious.
A couple of alum ranches. Yep. And here's the check stick.
Yeah, your flag, your
flag,
chamber flag.
Chamber flag.
But yeah, and you got a safe and fire position on this, and it is ambidextrous.
Yeah.
So that is nice. As far as if you're used to AR platform, I don't think this is a complicated transition for you into something like this. But I got to say, honestly, I kind of don't like where the fire controls are there. I can get to them. It would take practice for me though to get.
Yeah.
Because operating from here, I'd be better off using my index finger than I would be my thumb. The mag release, I got to come completely out of it. Whoop, to hit that. And so there's that. I mean, it's not too bad. It's got
M-lock rail or got a Picatinny rail underneath.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
So long Picatinny rail on top of it, all the way to full length of the gun. It's very nice.
Got your slide release here.
It's got a good strong one, ain't it?
And it's this doesn't look too complicated to break down and clean. I'm kind of just eyeballing. This is the first time I've looked at it, so it's wonderful to have buddies that purchase guns and like them as much as you do, because between the two of us, we get to see a lot of cool stuff. But yeah, by myself, I probably wouldn't have been able to just jump on this. And Mr. Obvious is going to put a muzzle brake on it, you said.
Yeah, I ordered one for this. I hope that screws on there, but it's pretty neat. It's a short. It's got there's the ring, and here's the brake. It's a little short brake.
Now, I will say, and this is just for me personally,
crush washer, and it comes with a locking nut too.
If you're shooting competition with something like this, obviously you want any kind of advantage that you can get. So having a muzzle brake on it could make sense for you. For me, it doesn't, and I'll tell you why. Those things are deafening, especially indoors.
Yep.
So if you're going to keep this thing as a home defense weapon, I personally wouldn't have a muzzle brake on it. Now, I haven't fired it yet. I might be getting ahead of myself, but I don't think it's telling me to shut up, so I wasn't obvious. But let's quit talking about this. Let's go shoot it, put a few rounds through it, and then I can give a more accurate description of what I think on the muzzle brake situation. But let's find. All right, Mr. Obvious. So he's adjusting his length of pull here. He has not chambered it yet, but we're just shooting at this swinging tree right here, seeing how we do close range, and put a few shots through it there, Mr. Obvious. We'll go without the muzzle brake first, and then I'll do it without the muzzle brake, and we'll each fire a couple shots with the muzzle brake and see what it feels like.
Yeah, we'll see how it does there. I'm going to see if it's on. Kind of take my time.
Right, yeah. See how accurate she's shooting.
Yeah. So we see what happens. Safety off.
Yep.
All right.
Little low. You right under it.
Yep, so it's shooting a little low.
It's shooting a little low, okay.
So I'm going to hold it to the top of the opening.
Okay. There it is. There it is. All right.
Sweet.
That's pretty good. Cycled fine. And that's Aguila ammunition that we are firing out of that. And,
It locks back too.
Locks to the rear. Yep. And let's look at this mag real quick, because I wanted to show this. And for you Glock guys out there, you probably know more about this than I do. But I see it's reinforced with metal here, and that's a good thing to see. You see on a lot of P mags, they come with a cap to go over the top. So if you're storing it with ammunition in it, you don't want this flaring out over time by having it under full stress load. But having that metal there, I like seeing that. Everything about this seems heavy duty built, well built.
Yeah.
And they even put thought into that mag there. And
pretty neat.
And that's probably something that's commonly on Glocks now. Comment below if it is. I know I've shot them in the past that didn't have that, but things I'm sure have changed. But let me fire a few rounds there, Mr. Obvious.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Obvious, I'll try my hand at this. Now, again, working this ambidextrous safety, it seems odd to me, and I think Mr. Obvious had the same issue, just the way you're holding it, releasing it with the left. So I'll use my index finger to manipulate that.
It's got a long, hard trigger too.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But this is my first shots out of it, so we'll see how I do, and I'm aiming high. I jerked there. It's a good thing. Safety was on.
It don't kick.
No. pretty darn accurate.
Yeah.
You know, I will give it that. It's an accurate little piece. I like it. Now, throw that muzzle brake on. Honestly, like Mr. Obvious said, there's really no recoil here.
Yeah.
In this. Now, I'm sure if I was double tapping and getting a follow-up shot, that's where you're going to see the muzzle brake do. All right, so Mr. Obvious went to put this on there, and what did we discover, Mr. Obvious?
Well, it just slides right on down.
Yeah, so that's not the right thread pattern.
No.
That's not the way they work.
No, it's supposed to be, I thought it was a half 24. What people told me, but apparently not.
Yep,
So
yep.
I want to find out what it is, but it would have looked good on there, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But again, I think it's unnecessary. But we will go back here for an AAR. And we are back with our after action report. What do we have to report today, Mr. Obvious?
We're going to report, obviously, we got a pretty good shooting little gun.
I think it is.
I like it.
I think it's good. You know, for what I think it is designed for, and I guess the sky's the limit. You know, this is just my interpretation of what it's designed for. Seems to be like a good truck gun or a good home defense firearm. This is not what I would take hunting. But again, we're using a 45 ACP. Comment below, let me know how it works out for you. But for me, I don't think it's much of a hunting caliber. Can you? Sure. Should you?
Might knock off a few rabbits or groundhogs with it. You know?
Woo, big holes in them. But anyway, this is a neat little handy firearm. I do have to say, if you're a fan of Ruger, which I am, you're probably really gonna like this thing. I've got a few negatives, but I might be just being nitpicky, and that's I don't like where the safety is. I don't like where the slide release is over here, and just getting to it quick. You know, if I really am using this as a, you know, but honestly, if somebody breaks into your home, you're probably not firing over 15 shots or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe I'm being a little picky. But for me, I would like to see these fire controls on a different spot. Just easier to manipulate in that way. You know, I don't have large hands, and I've got like a medium-sized hand. And, you know, can I get to it? Yeah, it's probably more just a comfort thing for me, though, because I'm feeling it now, and I can get to it. So, yeah, I mean, it would be a training issue for me is all I'm saying. I would have to train with it.
Yeah. Yeah, the trigger's a negative I got to it. It's long and it's hard all the way back till it goes bang, you know, so that's the biggest thing. And like you said, the getting the thumb around there to the safety on one side, it is just, you gotta, you can get it, but it's a little easier if you can come down like this and do it, but the finger here is no problem.
So the firearm is clear. We've got it flagged. Thank you, Jerry Mitchell. So anyway, go ahead and insert this magazine. It is an empty magazine.
Empty mag.
Okay. And what I want you to do, pull the charging handle back. Okay. Now it's locked to the rear. You want to push that forward after you locked it back.
Yeah.
Okay. Now drop the magazine.
Yeah.
Now this is the one I want to show you. Act like you're aiming and you're going to drop that mag. So you're aiming. Now drop that mag. You got to drop it. You're empty. Okay. So.
So
it is a durable magazine. I'll get that.
It's real hard to get around there.
Yes, so it's different. These would be, you know, issues that you're going to learn when you're training. Now, honestly, I come up, you know, I can get to it. Okay, and again, see, but I'd have to come out of it almost.
Yeah.
But then I want you to aim, and I want you to hit the slide release. And I'm just showing you. This is Mr. Obvious. Yeah, Mr. Obvious uses AR-15s. We shoot with those a lot. AR-10s. And that's what I was displaying here. That's just not going to be an instinctive, natural position for you if you're not used to that. Now, if this is what first gun you ever owned, this would be easy for you. You know, I mean, because you don't have to unlearn what you've learned to learn new things, and that's just some things I wanted to point out with it. They're not flaws, really. They are to me, but really, it's. You know,
it's
not a terrible thing though. It's not like you can't work. You know,
Yeah.
Work around it. You'll learn.
Yeah, if you're shooting this quicker, you take this hand here and do it, and it is trying to fight, get around, twist your hand to hit on.
Well, I can tell you this: when you're under duress and under fire, the best movement is no movement. You know, the least amount I can do. You know, when I'm fidgeting, moving around, or things like that, you have potential to cause a malfunction yourself. You know, because your body kind of locks up when you're under duress. You know, you got to have that muscle memory, and if you don't have it with that firearm, I wouldn't recommend carrying it. If you're gonna use this, obviously with anything you're gonna use practice a lot. But for me, as much as I like it and it's neat, I would much rather have an AR platform that shoots 45 ACP than I would this. You know, not that this is a bad thing, and I know people out there love them, and you know, it's okay. We can still be friends. You don't got to hate me for that. But maybe you do, but that says more about you than it does me, sir.
Yeah.
All right, but anyway, it's not that it's a bad firearm. It's just I kind of, you know, now we've got a overly complicated cleaning regiment with this. To me, just the way it breaks down and everything. And I did watch a video on that. It's not that it's hard. It's not as simple as just shotgunning the rifle and pulling out your bolt and everything and giving it a good cleaning. But that's just me. Comment below. Let me know what you think. These are just my opinions, and I'm spitballing here. But yeah, to me, an AR platform, you know, with your 16-inch barrel profile is gonna scratch that same itch. Now, if you're a 45 guy and you just love a 45, maybe you are better off going with this.
Yeah.
I don't know how reliable the 45 ACP is and the AR platform. I know you don't see a lot of them. They're out there. They make kits where you can do that. But yeah, again, comment below. Let me know what you think about that. I've never done it. I've never put a 45 ACP on that. So I don't know how that's operating with the direct impingement and things like that. So more questions than I have answers today, folks. So you can tell my hands have been in the dirt a lot and not discussing this kind of stuff with Mr. Obvious like we normally do. But
I like it. I mean,
I do too.
I can deal with the way it is. It's good home defense.
Like I said,
something like that.
And like I said, sometimes I am a little nitpicky about a thing, but when something new comes out, I think it's an important thing to do to just be honest about your instincts with it. And if I was going to grab this and say, okay, you know, now if you've never fired anything, like I said, that what I'm complaining about here probably isn't as big of a deal as I'm making it out to be. You know, because you can learn on that platform and be fine.
If I was going to like combat with it or something, it would not be my pick because seconds matters when you're in a situation. You got to get to them safeties, mag releases, all that. It's just
or competition if you're doing free gun shoots or something.
Competition, this will slow you down.
This I think it's awkward. I think it's like that guy that you were always friends with that was always a little awkward and you knew he was, but you liked him, you know. That's all right. But I don't know.
But all in all, I like it. I mean, heck yeah, I'll probably keep it.
Yeah. I like it too. You know, so don't let me steer you too hard. But those are just my opinions, and these are Mr. Obvious's opinions, clearly. And so, anything else to add, Mr. Obvious?
No, about it. I mean, I'm dying to dig back into that deer meat over there.
Yeah, and we got some higher end firearms coming up here soon too, and got some neat stuff with that. I wanted to finish our AR basic shooting drills series, so we've got some of that coming, and you just never know what we'll be up to out here. So with that, everybody, remember, keep your knives sharp, keep your powder dry.
Subscribe to Last Minute Man. Watch us on
Rumble.